You can change the world. Learn from proven change makers from all walks of life. They'll show you how to raise money, invest for impact, and so much more. You can start small. Start today and never quit. You can change the world by strengthening your superpowers. Now, welcome to the Superpowers for Good show. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe. Hey, I'm thrilled to see you here today, folks. We've got a great presentation for you today. We've got the folks from Cadence OTC, including Samantha Miller and Kate Voyton, and they're really doing some great stuff, bringing birth control to the OTC market. And this is really an exciting opportunity. They're also doing a crowdfunding campaign. You don't want to miss this episode, so stick around with us as we enjoy it. So, Samantha, why don't you get us started here? Just take a minute and tell us a little bit about Cadence OTC.
I would love to. It's great to be on your show today, Devin. So, Cadence OTC is a public benefits company in Oakland, California, and we're on a bold mission to increase over the counter access to contraceptives that are safe, effective, affordable for everybody, everywhere. And the best way to do this is through over the counter access. And at Cadence, we're really in a unique position to fill this huge market need.
Yeah, this is a big change, and so I want to drill down. Maybe Kate, you can kind of help us color in some of these details, but for a long time, well, forever, right? At least throughout my lifetime, the pill has been available only via prescription, which I only know because I was married to a woman who used the pill. So it's a big deal to change that so that now you can walk into the drugstore and buy it next to the cold meds, right?
That's right. That's right. And Samantha, I'd love if you could talk a little bit about the process because I know you've been on this journey for a little while, and you can give us some of the war stories of how long it's taken and work that you've done so far.
Well, it turns out, and Kate knows this now, that there's a big barrier to initiating the OTC switch process. This process is called the first-in-class RX to OTC switch. And in order to start the process, you actually have to own the innovator rights to the products. And the products have to be birth control pills that have been on the prescription market for many years. You can't do it with a new product. You can't do it with a generic product. And when we dreamed about this, when we dreamt about this, we looked at who owned those product rights, and there was only 4 companies in the world that owned the exact product rights that we needed to initiate this process. And fortunately, we got one of these big pharmaceutical companies, to sell us those rights for a very reasonable price, doing us a favor. And so we initiated the process and need to collaborate very closely with FDA over many years. We've been at this for more than 6 years now. And it's really about communicating with consumers all the medical information that they need to know to understand the contraindications, the any reason why it wouldn't be safe for them to take the pill. For example, the most important one is if you smoke a lot of cigarettes and you're over 35 years old, you shouldn't take the birth control pill. So that's what we've been doing, and it involves a lot of consumer studies as well as intensive collaboration with FDA.
Yeah, that's exciting work. It's just an incredible progress. And give us a sense of where you are. When do you expect to actually launch the product over the counter?
Well, we're very dependent on FDA giving us the clearance to do the final trial. And we're getting very close to that. So if things go smoothly from now on, and we think we are well aligned with FDA at this juncture, it should be about 2.5 years to get it on the market.
Okay, still a minute or two to go. We shouldn't be
Absolutely.
waiting at the Walgreens this weekend.
However, we're also commercializing other products that are available at convenience stores. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well.
Oh, great, great. Kate, why don't you talk a little bit about the size of this market? You know, we see a lot of opportunities on crowdfunding platforms, and I mentioned you're raising, uh, where people are running small business, and I'm so excited to back them and support them. But this deal is different. This isn't. We're not talking about a small business, are we?
No, no, and this is one of the amazing things about women's health, reproductive health. So our market is about a $21 billion market. And if you think about women who would use this product, we know that in the United States, there's about 2.3 million unintended pregnancies every single year. Fun fact, so every minute you have about 4 unintended pregnancies that happened. It's about 40, a little bit between 40 and 50% of the total pregnancy market in the US. And so the need for this product in terms of how many women use it, and how many women come into the market every year, because you have about 750,000 women who come of age and enter this market. It's actually quite big, and it continuously grows with time. So we see that there is both a commercial opportunity, there is value for shareholders, there's value for folks who really have a vision and mission to try help with family planning, but also an incredible opportunity to make this product accessible to more women. It is actually one of the reasons I was so excited to join Cadence OTC, because the founders were so passionate to make sure that everyone has access and availability and at a cost that they could really truly afford. And it is one of the challenges as you think about it. And what we're going to revolutionize in this business model is to take this huge market and open it up so that you can walk into any location and easily get this product. It's one of our mantras to say, if you're going to a location where you can buy a condom, you should be able to also buy women's reproductive health products. So large market, big opportunity, a really growing need over time, particularly this environment that we need. And we're really optimistic about both the value that we could provide to the everyday woman as well as to our shareholders long term.
Yeah. This is exciting. It's genuinely exciting. Samantha, I come from a very conservative faith tradition. People are really, super pro family. And one of the things that, of course, that I see with the kinds of products you're selling, the pill especially, is that it helps prevent those unwanted pregnancies, but which also tends to prevent and reduce the number of abortions, which is a really sensitive topic. But there also is another corollary, another issue that comes out. Folks in my community worry about teenagers having more sex before they're ready. And uh, I think there's some data that suggests it doesn't really change the amount of sex, just the amount of pregnancies. But maybe you could comment on that. What do you think? What are you seeing on these sensitive issues that come up when we start talking about making birth care accessible to more people?
Yeah, thank you, Devin, for raising that. I think we can all agree that the big picture goal that we have of reducing unintended pregnancy for everyone and making sure that all children are wanted and intended is so important, and it's important for everyone. I mean, we certainly are pro kids. I've got 3 kids myself, and couldn't live without them. So let's think about this as giving women and parents more control over the timing and the number of kids that they have, and providing for those children in an optimal way. There's a lot of data showing that unintended children have less positive statistics, shall we say, than intended children. So, so that's where we are. And of course, decreasing abortion, the need for abortion is also important, particularly today in the restrictive states. And one of our, key targets is to get over-the-counter contraceptives in restrictive states so that people can benefit from taking things into their own hands before they become pregnant. With regard to teenagers, we know that there's more teen pregnancies in the US than in many, many countries. There's about 13.5% of teenagers become pregnant. The vast majority of those are unintended pregnancies. This is compared to less than 1% in countries like the UK and Germany. So we've really got a lot of work to do in order to give those teenagers control. And yes, the idea of increasing promiscuity is of course not our goal, and it has been documented that that contraceptive access does not increase sexual activity amongst teenagers.
Now, these are all sensitive subjects, but so incredibly powerful to give women more options and choice and access to such a fundamental thing. And as a practical matter, guys have had this option forever, right?
That's right.
You never needed a prescription to get a condom, and yet uh, women have always needed one for the pill. So this is an exciting kind of moment in history.
Yeah,
Kate, I wonder if
Devin, we've done such a great job in this, in this country and other countries of making condoms ubiquitously available. I mean, it's been decades since you can walk into virtually any store, any gas station. There's condoms everywhere. I was just in the gas station mini mart, and there was 7 rows of condoms, but there's no female contraception. So that's
yeah,
what we're changing.
yeah, this is exciting. Now, Kate, I wonder if you would take a minute and just tell us what is appropriate for us to know about the crowdfunding campaign today.
Of course. So we are excited and wanted to extend this opportunity. So it's our first open opportunity to invest in the company. And part of it is because we have a short-term goal and a long-term vision that Samantha talked about bringing in the pill over the counter. So the We found our timing couldn't be better because we wanted to come in and say, we have an opportunity to improve access. And we want you to help us, to be part of this journey with us and invest in a very important project that we're working on right now, which has immediate impact. So you have the longer journey that's coming, and then there's something that you can do tomorrow. Part of the real magic of what Cadence OTC has done is that we're really well data rounded, and so we understand what the opportunities are across this market. And what we realize is today there are what we would call contraceptive deserts, or areas around the country where accessibility to products is quite difficult. One of those products that actually has been over the counter for the last 15 years is emergency contraceptive. So it's a product that you take in case there was a failure in protection, and you want to make sure you take it very quickly. So it's a pill that you take in order to be able to prevent a pregnancy from happening. And so this product is widely available, but still there are, I believe, over 7,000 zip codes in the US where you can't easily get it. So I think something like 19 million women that are living in these areas where if they too try to go get this product, they can't easily get it. And like I said, you have to take it very quickly. So we worked very, very hard to launch the morning after pill, which essentially is a product that we've introduced in the convenience store channel. So Samantha talked about going to a local gas station, and we said, look, what's open in these neighborhoods where you don't traditionally have a drugstore or or a bigger store that you can walk in, and if you need this immediately before you go to work or on the weekend where maybe the store is closed, you can get it. And that is the convenience store channel. And so we've launched this product called the Morning After Pill and said, we want to get it into every single convenience store in the United States. So if there's a condom there, there's going to be the Morning After Pill by Cadence OTC. And we've been off to such a strong start. And we want more people to participate in this journey and encourage them to invest as we go out into the market to drive the awareness of the product and where you can get it. As well as the importance of taking it quickly, because you do have to take it right away. And so don't wait, go into the convenience store, go into a 7-Eleven in your neighborhood that previously didn't carry this product, but now because of your investment in our company, you can find it more easily. So the timing just couldn't be better to marry the short-term opportunity to really bring a much-needed product to market. So part of the WeFunder investment is going to that. And then the long-term journey that we're taking to make sure that we bring the pill over the market. So it's your chance to participate in this journey, and that's what we want you to come in and do.
Great, great, great. Well, I am really excited to have you two on the show. We're here with Samantha Miller and Kate Voyton from Cadence OTC, and they're really doing some exciting things in the world of making birth control more accessible to women. This is an exciting thing. So we are going to come back and talk to them in a minute about their superpowers. So stick around. You do not want to.
Join us at the 5th Annual Reggae and Crowdfunding Conference June 20th at the prestigious Westchester Country Club in Rye, New York. This year, we're expanding our focus to include crowdfunding deals, covering online deal marketing tactics. Visit reggaeconference.com to learn more. Save 20% with code SUPER20.
Want to learn from the world's great changemakers? Find your superpower. Subscribe to the Superpowers for Good newsletter at superpowersforgood.com. Make your strengths into superpowers that will change the world. Join the super crowd today. Superpowers4good.com.
Hope to raise money from the impact crowd. Good investors are as interested in community, social or environmental impact as you. Connect with Funding Hope, an SEC-registered FINRA member crowdfunding portal to learn how to raise capital from the impact crowd. Scan the QR code now.
Welcome back, everyone. We're so excited to have you here. Today I've got Samantha Miller and Kate Voyton from Cadence OTC with us, and we've been talking about their company and their crowdfunding offering, but we're going to shift gears now and talk to them about their superpowers. So, stick around for this conversation. Samantha, let's start with you. You've been working on this for a long time, and you're getting close to the finish line. It's exciting to see the progress. And as you think about what's been accomplished, what you've done, and this is such a big deal, what is your superpower?
Well, I think of myself as having two superpowers, one being somewhat more relevant, whereby, when you're an entrepreneur, and I have helped to found and was on the founding teams of several other companies previously. And the entrepreneurial journey, especially in small pharma, can be crushing at times. And so one of my superpowers is that I have developed the ability to not be torn down, not be stressed out in the face of really sometimes heavy, discouraging news. And that has allowed me to persevere. My second superpower is that I'm addicted to vegetables and raw vegetables. And honestly, it makes me feel great. So eat a lot of raw broccoli and your life will be better.
That's great. That's great. Now, Kate, what about you? What is your superpower?
Well, I I've spent my career working and solving problems for consumers. So I worked in the consumer products goods industry, and so I think my superpower is optimism. I really believe there's no problem that cannot be solved. I might put something in front of it. I'm a very pragmatic person, and so part of learning about consumer journeys and the business and the commercial operations of a startup is to really be focused on the end destination and have the optimism that you're going to be able to get there and deliver on what you promise and do it in the simplest and most pragmatic way. And so I kind of marry those two words together, and that's how I live. I live my day to day. So if it's I always say there's always a way to solve this problem. I really truly believe that. And whether we do it through partnerships, through advisors, through investments, I tend to see a glass half full, especially when it comes to this issue, but it's tough. And then I'm very pragmatic on how I approach it. So I love talking about this. It makes it very easy to see the output of the great work, and excited to continue the conversation.
No, fantastic. Samantha, tell us about a quick example of how you've used your superpower to accomplish something you're proud of.
Well, I think a great example was when we got some news from FDA whereby they told us that we thought that we had data that allowed us to go into the final trial, and we got news that we weren't going to be able to go into the final trial and that we needed to do something differently. And we had a couple people quit at that point, which is completely understandable. And I think that at that point, I was able to really rally the team in terms of, you know, the best things are hard to do, and this is something that many people said that we couldn't do. So, giving examples of where companies have overcome and had that near death experience, and there's some fascinating examples of companies that have had near death experiences. So anyway, that is a great memory for our documentary about bringing the birth control pill over the counter, coming soon.
Yeah, fantastic. And Kate, what about you? What's an example of how you've used your pragmatic optimism?
I've often in the last couple of months have gone out into the market, into the field. So I go and visit convenience stores to talk to owners who either um, who have purchased or who have not purchased our product. I mean, I think one of the challenges in this space is there are over 180,000 convenience stores in the United States, and many of them are individual owners that you have to connect with and share the story of why this is important for their community, why it's important and has value for them. And I think the optimism where I would share my story here is that the few visits I've had were very tough, and so you get a lot of no in terms of the answer of this product's not for me. I don't think it'll move. It doesn't have its value, and these store owners are taking out their own dollar out of their pocket to buy the product in order to make sure that it works for their location. And I think where I haven't stopped, and I have seen a change in conversations now that I've gone a few times and have some data in my pocket, is to say I think the incrementality and the value that you could do, both to financially reward you for bringing this product into your location, but also to the change that you have in your community and your market, can be substantial. And where it made me smile, so fighting through the many discussions that we've had and have successfully got the products into location, was I was standing and talking to an owner at a 7-Eleven, and a consumer walked in, and he was just not gonna make it happen. And a woman walked in, and she overheard us speaking, and she came over to him after I was sort of done, and he was kind of hemming and hawing, I'm not sure I'm going to take the product. And she said, no, you don't understand how important this is, and I'm going to buy the first one. You should get this right away. And he ended up placing the order from us to be able to bring it in. And I just believe that those moments happen all the time, and it's a little bit one foot in front of the other. And it is pragmatic. So like I said, I come in with the numbers. I look at the data. I want to make sure that I have the right value for the people who are participating in our venture. But I'm optimistic that we can do it. And in fact, I'm confident that we're going to deliver, like I said, the value for the shareholder as well as the long-term mission of the company. So
Yeah.
see me out there on locations.
All righty. This is great. Samantha, as we wrap up quickly, do you want to take just 30 seconds and tell us how people can learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a nice website. It is at cadenceotc.com, so very easy to find. We also have a WeFunder campaign and lots of information on Cadence OTC WeFunder. I think those are the best ways.
Great, great, great. Well, thank you both for taking the time to be with us. We want to wish you every success in your efforts to help people in the world. We're grateful for all that you're doing and wish you every success.
Thanks
so
for
much.
an interesting and fun conversation.
All righty. Let's do some good.